Hey there, buddies, buckos, and buckaroonies. Did you know Chuck E. Cheese had a movie that has left a permanent scar on me, the likes of which I will never recover from, and I will never be the same person ever again? If you don't know much about Chuck E. Cheese, go watch the short I made. Also, side note, shorts are just free views. I put in no effort, and it became my most viewed video in like an hour. Go make a short, see what happens. Before we start, I'll go ahead and introduce some of the characters for you. Charles Entertainment Cheese, the Big Daddy at Chuck E. Cheese's. He's also known as the Big C, but no one's really called him that for decades now. Helen Henny, the singing gamer chick, Chuck's words, not mine,
I remembered this singing gamer chick.
of the group. She's a bird, and an anthropomorphic one at that. Jasper Tennessee Giles, a fruitcake dog, again, Chuck's words, not mine.
That's funny.
No, turn out the dog, please. Turn out the fruitcake dog there. The button on the left. The button, hit the button. Ow! That's better. Thank you very much. Pasquale, did you have to get that dog?
He's a yeehaw, a furry, a store owner, and a mechanic. That's it. Mr. Munch was Krusty's replacement after they decided weird purple monster alien things were better than cats. He eats. Pasquale Pizza Pie Plate is Italian and plays with drums. That's it. Nothing else. Okay, I'm about to just spoil everything, and this pure madness is best experienced blind, so please go watch it for yourself. The movie starts with Charles and Co. about to have a meeting when we get introduced to Pasquale, the only band member to not be a strange fursuit creature. Pasquale tells the gang that some random child needs $50,000 for his aunt and uncle's tractor. Apparently standing up on stage and singing for hours doesn't pay because the entire Chuck gang is extremely poor, and they'd start discussing getting jobs. Helen makes the worst noise known to man. And then Pasquale turns on the TV that they just have in there for some reason and shows that the posse of strange animals can win the money by participating in an interplanetary galactic race, which is apparently the most logical way of making money to buy a tractor. Pasquale says they can use his old car for the race because apparently he participated in this at some point, and I really feel like this should be focused on more, but apparently everything's normal. We then get introduced to our main villains, and Jasper and Helen decide they want out. I don't blame them. You see, these two things here are never the same. And Munch wants his money back, because those come back later, remember this. Chuck sings a song, and it's at this point I realize this is a horror movie if you play it at 2 times speed. Chuck's insanity apparently scares Helen and Jasper enough to join in. Or maybe they were just kidnapped, who knows. Pasquale then takes Chuck and Co., now with bonus child, to the Awesome Adventure Machine, which, fun fact, shares a name with a stage they were making until they remembered they had a budget. They then find themselves on another planet, which is completely normal, apparently. Sexual harassment, more sexual harassment, and right before trying to beat a rat, the villains are called off by some random person called Dr. Zoom. Boy, I wonder if he's evil. We see the best picture on this earth, and Chuck and the gang learned about disappointment for the first time. Introduced to woman whose sexual harassment's Charles, Helen gets friend-zoned, Child does a sexism, and then Helen sings about liking Charles. Jasper channels his inner truck driver and fixes the car right before the race. A grown adult forgets how to count when the race starts. Jasper gets electrocuted, some normal harassment happens, the villains take performance-enhancing drugs, and Charles lands in dead last. Apparently something happened off-screen because Helen is now with the villains for some reason, and Jasper sings a song about how hard the gang's gonna lose. Also, apparently he got fleas from Munch, so that's nice to know. Helen learns about the drugs called Zoom gas, and Dr. Zoom sings a song about his drugs where we learn that the main ingredient in Zoom gas is chicken. Helen gets kidnapped for the second time in this movie. Chuck dies. Chuck then reverse dies inside a cave and finds Cave Pasquale, who I'll call Yoda. I've seen this movie twice and I don't remember his name. Clearly it's not important. Yoda gives Chuck a training montage in form of a song. Back to the gang, apparently woman is only in it for the money and or wins, because she leaves and joins the villains right after finding out Chucky is gone. Child labor, then Helen breaks the chickens out of prison. Hello. Chuck and Helen appear back at the race. Munch buys a pizza. I told you his money would come back. We find out this takes place in the Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared universe.
A spherical computer I invented.
gang gets shitted on, and they appear in a location never introduced but everyone knows about somehow, and they end up in last place. But then a giant ballad of all the previous songs in the movie plays to help Chuck get motivated. That's all it takes. They win the race, Chuck sings one final song, the villains are arrested, roll the credits. What? This movie feels like I was on Zoom gas myself the whole time I was watching it. It's like I died and went to Ultra Hell Max Turbo Plus Plus Premium. Well, was it worth it? Was this experience worth losing my sanity? Yes, oh god, yes. This movie was one of my favorite things I ever watched just for how ridiculous it is. Even if you didn't listen to what I said at the beginning and watch this video without seeing the movie, please just go watch it anyway. You will regret nothing. I don't really know how to end this video. Thanks for watching. This is my first actual big video, so that's the thing. Please like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you want, no pressure. And,
A powerful rat named Charles Entertainment Cheese